Today we are making bruschetta. Now what you'll need for this recipe is 1 large Roma tomato or 2 small ones. In this recipe I use one large Roma, 1 clove of garlic, 3 to 4 basil leaves, and I recommend using fresh over the dried, 8 slices of French bread cut to about 3/4 inches, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, some Parmesan cheese, and salt and pepper. First you want to cut the bread into about 3/4 inch slices at about a 45-degree angle, and what that does is that it gives you more surface area to work with so that you can put more toppings on the bread, and more toppings on the bread equates to more deliciousness. So after you cut up the bread, you pop it into a 400-degree oven for about 7 to 10 minutes. You want to check around the 7-minute mark there. And after that, you can go ahead and cut up the ingredients for the toppings that are going to go on the bruschetta. And as you can see here, this is a pretty big Roma tomato, and I like using Romas because they're sort of like in between a hothouse or a steak tomato and like a cherry or plum tomato. It has a nice sweetness and a nice body to it. And what I do is cut it into about 3/4 inch, or actually about 1/2 inch dice. And the next thing here is to chiffonade the basil, which is to put the basil leaves and put them all together, roll them up like a cigarette, and slice them very thinly along the perpendicular, and now you have very thin shreds of basil. And it's important to use the fresh stuff because the dried stuff just doesn't taste the same, especially if you're not cooking any of the ingredients here. And salt and pepper to season, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Mix all that together, and as you can see here, I forgot to put the garlic in there, so I did that real quick. Chop that up and mince it pretty fine. You can have it a little bit thicker if you'd like, but I like my garlic a little bit more fine and finely minced. And I put about 1 tablespoon of garlic in there. Mix all that up, and then you can taste it and adjust for salt and pepper if you'd like, but this tasted fine to me. So after about 8 minutes I took it out of the oven and it's nice and brown. Then after that I just top the bread with the topping. I said forget about the spatula. It was taking too much time, causing too much of a mess. You use the best tools that you have, which is your hands. And after you put the topping on, you can grate some Parmesan cheese. And then pop it back into the oven for, I'd say, about a couple, 3 minutes, just to let the cheese melt. Then afterwards you take it out of the oven. I like to top it off with a little bit more cheese, and it's ready for plating.